Hello, my name is Kat Moore, and the species that started my research was Spinosaurus aegyptiacus, which is a species that belongs to the taxa of theropods known as Spinosauridae. This species was first discovered in 1912 in Egypt, hence the name Aegyptiacus, and was described by German paleontologist Ernest Stromer in 1915. However, the original remains that he recovered were destroyed during World War II during a British air raid on Berlin. As these remains were unfortunately destroyed, much of the research that I could find relied on analysis of photographers of Stromer's find and correlational studies published about potential subspecies and generalizations surrounding what is known about the genus. For clarification's sake, my research focused on the dinosaurs of Spinosaurini. It is believed that Spinosaurus lived during the Upper Cretaceous period, between 130 and 90 million years ago. It is thought that Spinosaurus aegyptiacus lived around 97 million years ago. I found that this species had a lifespan of about 30 years. However, I don't fully trust this source, so I would take this age estimate with a grain of salt, especially for a dinosaur as large as Spinosaurus. Speaking of size, Spinosaurus was once considered the longest dinosaur with length estimates upwards of 18 meters, around 60 feet. But recent estimates suggest that the theropod only reached 15 meters in length. However, Spinosaurus still would have been around 50 feet long. Additionally, what has garnered this dinosaur a lot of media attention is the fact that its average length was about 3 feet longer than a T-Rex. So, although it might not be 18 meters, 15 meters in length, 50 feet long is still pretty long for a dinosaur. From a study modeling the method of spinosaurid locomotion, the researchers concluded that the theropod of around 14 meters in length probably weighed around 7,400 kilograms, or 16,300 pounds. Due to the unique sail along its back, height estimates for Spinosaurus vary, especially with the many debates between researchers about the proportionality between this sail feature and the Spinosaurus's massive, almost 5-foot-long tail. Since the species is a theropod, one might assume that Spinosaurus was predominantly a land-dwelling species, but you would not entirely be correct. With the evidence assembled by past and present paleontologists, it is thought that Spinosaurus was largely an aquatic animal who spent some time on land. Well, what evidence supports this assertion? Well, Spinosaurus aegyptiacus, the holotype fossil recovered by Stromer, was found in the Sahara with other aquatic and swamp materials. Additionally, other Spinosaurus specimens have been recovered in a context that suggests at least some form of aquatic dwelling habits. Oxalia, a Spinosaurid specimen recovered from northeastern Brazil, was recovered from an area with similar marine deposits and flooding conditions as seen from the Spinosaurids recovered in Egypt. Furthermore, investigations and sequencing of the Eifzoane and Aufus formations in Morocco has further supported the assertion that Spinosaurids were predominantly aquatic. And apologies for that butchered pronunciation. Not only did analysis of the stratigraphic sequence reveal marine limestone deposits, but a focus on the fossil assemblages reveals a startlingly high proportion of dental remains of Spinosaurus, providing further support for the aquatic lifestyle theory. Finally, a notable and frankly odd aspect of Spinosaurus is the fact that this dinosaur had fairly dense bones. Theropods, typically, are found to have hollow bones. So what function do dense bones serve for Spinosaurus? Well, one interpretation suggests that dense bones allow for greater buoyancy. If Spinosaurus was semi-aquatic, this increased density would thereby aid in aquatic mobility, although it may impede terrestrial movements. It is believed that Spinosaurus predominantly ate other aquatic organisms, specifically fish, though the previous studies examining the marine nature of Spinosaurus additionally support this assertion. More evidence for a piscivorous diet lie in the morphology of Spinosaurus's cranium and jaw. As we've seen in this course, theropods are predominantly characterized by their locomotion and their carnivorous nature. Spinosaurus is no exception. The theropod shares many morphological similarities with crocodilians, including an elongated rostrum and similar tooth shape. In a recent study, Thomas Arden, Catherine Klein, Samir Zarib, and Nicholas Longrisha investigated further cranial morphology, identifying two specific Spinosauridae taxa whose elevated orbits and elongated frontals suggest a morphology similar to the visual adaptations seen in crocodiles and hippos today. Hence, these adaptations further support the idea that Spinosaurus was potentially a semi-aquatic dinosaur, and thereby hunted for food in aquatic areas. I chose this species because I was honestly entranced by the idea of a semi-aquatic dinosaur. As someone who was a competitive swimmer for 10 years, I felt like I had to learn more about this wonderful, albeit a little goofy, looking creature. The most amazing feature of Spinosaurus are the mysterious spines, hence the name Spinosaurus. It's speculated that this spine could have been utilized as a method of streamlining the body in the water. The increased hydrodynamic body, coupled with a tail recently discovered and tested to be an incredibly efficient rudder of sorts, would have made this creature proficient in the water. Also, there are distinct display elements that would have allowed Spinosaurus to appear much larger overall with a protrusion and a large side profile, thereby decreasing the possibility of them becoming prey for larger predators. Now, many depictions feature Spinosaurus as a sleek, scaled dinosaur with particularly vicious-looking crocodilian teeth. While I agree with the sensibility in these designs, my favorite postulated depiction of Spinosaurus is the one devised by paleontologist Jack Bauman Bailey, who suggests that this dinosaur was not sleek. No, in fact, Bailey theorized that Spinosaurus could have possibly been shaped more like a bison, with humps utilized as heat shields. While this theory gives us the lovely image of a very rotund Spinosaurus, the utilization of specialized rudder-like display spines makes more sense from an aquatic locomotion standpoint. Now, as mentioned previously, Spinosaurus is a pretty long, pretty big dinosaur. However, due to its size, little is actually known about its potential predators. Additionally, we know little about the reproductive habits of these dinosaurs. And as such, with the lack of hunting and lack of reproduction, we also have a distinct void of evidence that for reasons as to how this species died out. I think that we currently lack a concrete enough evidence of the genus to make that determination. Clearly, there are a multitude of current researchers focused on researching this amazing dinosaur, and I hope you've learned a little bit today about my favorite dinosaur, Spinosaurus. Thank you!